What's up guys? Welcome to my channel. I am currently on my last day from a 3-week trip around Europe, a solo trip around Europe. I actually travel quite a bit and a lot of times I actually travel alone. And while I'm doing that, the number one question that I always get from people is, how do you travel alone? Why do you travel alone? And in this video, I hope to share more about why I travel alone and how I actually do it. And I hope this video will be helpful to you. So before we continue, subscribe to this channel and watch my other travel vlogs to find out more of how I actually travel. So I will split this video into two different categories. The first one would be about the benefits of solo traveling, and then later I will go on to talk more about how to prepare and what to do to plan for a solo travel. And definitely there are downsides to traveling solo, but I'm not saying that solo travel is the best way of traveling. It's just that solo travel has its benefits, but at the same time there are downsides to it as well. So number one benefit for solo traveling is that you have flexible time. Number two benefit is what I would call easier coordination. Third benefit of solo traveling is that it actually forces you to make friends with strangers. Fourth benefit is the most important benefit because you get to explore, and when you explore alone, you get to get lost and wander around on your own. Fifth benefit from solo traveling is that you actually have a lot of space to do whatever you want. This is actually very good for self-reflection, a lot of room for self-appreciation. Benefit number 6 is that sometimes things are cheaper when you are alone. Why travel solo? It also allows you to open your eyes to a lot of different perspectives around the world. Being from Singapore, you're actually very sheltered, you don't see a lot of things, and solo traveling actually forces you into another space, and when that happens, it's really awesome. You get exposed to people, homeless people on the street, you get exposed to the whole concept of LGBT communities, you get exposed to policies and governance, and you actually experience the life of the people in another country, in another culture, something that you don't really get to experience when you are with someone else sometimes. When you check into a particular Airbnb or hotel, the toilet is entirely yours. When you go to a famous restaurant or like a good a bar or whatever, you can easily get a seat because you're alone. You just have to say table for one. So that is mainly all the benefits that I can think of throughout this whole trip. Of course, I'm sure there are a lot of other benefits to solo traveling. If you know of any, you can comment down below. And the next part to this video is actually, people would always like to ask me, so how do you prepare to when you go for your trips? Number one would be your accommodation. Where will you stay for the night? Number 2 will be your transportation. How will you get there? So whether it's the flight or the train or the bus, or are you going to be walking? This leads me to the number 3rd thing that you have to do before you travel. That's insurance. Insurance is important. You never know what could happen, right? Things could get lost, flights could be delayed and stuff like that. So the 4th thing on my list is spending money as well as food, I would say. When you're traveling alone, don't always go fancy. Don't always choose to pay for a better restaurant thinking that the better food is there. You need to think about how much you want to spend in each city that you go, in each town or whatsoever, and just plan ahead to think about and budget a sum of money that you want to spend per day, per meal for even better. And yeah, that will be one of the next things to think about. Next thing, the weather is very, very important, and it's good to always check the weather of where you're going and pack accordingly. For example, Europe is cold now, so you have to bring along a sweater. Pack light and pack quick. For instance, I'm here for a 3-week solo trip. I actually only have, I think, 5 t-shirts and only 2 jeans actually. So, I mean, in the photos it will always seem like, my clothes are all the same, but it doesn't really matter because really, who cares, right? You're here for a solo trip, so yeah, just pack light. It's easier that way. Is to make sure that you check on the fine prints. For example, if you are going to be printing a ticket for your train, just make sure that you understand the language on your ticket before you actually go for your trip. You have to make sure you know the gates and all the security things that are in place before you go for your trip. Of course, all this comes with experience, but tips like this are very important. And now it comes to the most important part of my video, and that is number 1 thing in everybody's mind, that is safety. Here is a list of tips I have for you with regards to safety. Number one is to always be alert on what type of bags you're bringing. So for example, if you're going into a city with a lot of people, very crowded type of situation, don't bring a haversack because your bags are the back, nobody can see it. Number two tip that I have for you is that always look for the children and the old folks. Usually when there are children and old folks, the area is usually safer, in my opinion. By hanging out with the younger families as well as the older folks, people tend to be nicer and not as rowdy, so that will put you in a better situation and make you feel safer when you're there. Third tip, always put your money in front of you and not behind you or beside you, in front of you in your front pockets. Make sure you wear pants with pockets or dress with pockets or whatever. Pockets are very important. Money in front of you at all times. Next tip is to bring nothing valuable with you so that you have nothing to lose. The most valuable thing you have with you on a solo trip is probably your identity, your passport, your ID, your credit card, and maybe your cash. So put all these things in front of you. Even better if you don't have to bring your passport out, just leave it in the hotel or wherever you're staying. There are cases where people break into hotel rooms and stuff like that. So stay in reputable hotels, I would say. That's my next tip. Hotels where people won't break in that easily. So that's another tip. Last but not least, when you are traveling, don't look weak. Don't look like you are someone who can be bullied. Don't look like you're someone who is gullible, that people can just come to you and cheat you of your money. Just because people are coming to you and say, hey, do you speak English? You don't have to respond all the time, right? Just judge the situation and move away from the situation if you feel like you're being threatened or if you feel that it's unsafe. That's all the tips I have for you guys in this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video has been helpful. Of course, traveling solo is not the best way to travel all the time. Sometimes it will be great to have someone else with you to take photos for you, for example. It's also not the best situation to have no one to talk to all the time unless you're able to handle it for a long period of time. Sometimes having people to talk to is really good, which is, while solo traveling you can speak to strangers and stuff like that, it's fine. But if you find that really difficult for you, then maybe solo traveling is not for you. A lot of social interaction has social responsibilities, right? So depending on how much interaction you want with the social surrounding that you have, solo traveling is a great way for you to manage that. And I think solo traveling is really exciting. I hope that you embark on your next solo travel, and I hope this video has been helpful for all of you. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Don't forget to continue chasing all the rainbows out there, and I will see you guys in my other videos. You can catch my other videos here and subscribe to this channel. So thanks for watching. Bye!